Hello everyone, Coming Clean here. So you are thinking about getting into the Skylanders franchise, or maybe you already did, but you bought 150 characters at the same time and don't know which ones to spend your time with. Don't worry, Uncle Coming Clean is here to help you out. In this video, I'll be picking Skylanders for you based on what type of games you like. I hope you'll enjoy it. So, what type of games do you like? Don't worry, you can scream it at the screen. I'll hear you. What's that? Ah, you like shoot 'em up. That is a truly classic genre that has been around since the very beginning. Understandable, since the concept of controlling an overpowered spaceship or other beast while spewing a never-ending barrage of bullets at your enemies has surely stood the test of time. You may think that this particular type of game stands far from the Skylanders franchise, but that is simply incorrect. Drobot, for example, from the first game is literally part machine, and he flies. Not only that, but his main attack is very reminiscent of that of a shoot 'em up. It's a lot of fun just to fly around and go pew 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 as your enemies has no means of avoiding your menacing barrage. If a proper dragon with fireballs is more your thing, you'll probably like Spyro from the same game for the very same reasons. Since you suggested a classic genre, I will give you another classic Skylander in Gilgrant, who has the ability to fly and strafe at the same time. Just like the plane in your favorite shoot 'em up, but this time with harpoons. So, what other type of games do you like? Beat 'em ups, you say? Wonderful. Another classic genre stretching it back almost 3 decades. I thought my audience was relatively young, but you sure seem to like a lot of classic games. And it's not like I'm deciding which games to feature in this video. Of course, I'm not judging. There are several modern 3D era games that could be described as a beat 'em up for sure. It is also hard to beat the satisfaction of vanquishing foe after foe using only your bare fists and feet. Of course, I have suggestions of a few Skylanders that will surely satisfy your need for fisticuffs. The brawler sensei Kingpen, for example, who can furiously swing his ice-clad wings to his enemies' dismay. He can even make a few combos if you end his attack strings with a different button, making you feel right at home. Jumping, dashing and perfectly timed AoE attacks is also his thing. All 3 important elements in a beat 'em up. I also think you'll like the supercharger Spitfire, who also has a satisfying punch combo along with some fancy dash moves as well. He represents the nimble, quick beat 'em up archetype very well. If you want to go old school, then look no further than Terrafin from Spyro's Adventure. He is literally a boxer excelling at close-range brutish punch combos. He can also attack his enemies with baby sharks, an ability you will recognize from no beat 'em up whatsoever. So, what other type of games do you like? Maybe 1 or 2 from this millennium? Ah, you like stealth games. So you enjoy hiding in the shadows, sneaking up on your unsuspecting enemy and beat them to unconsciousness with your fists. First of all, I'm glad you play video games. Anything to keep you off the streets. Luckily for you, there are also several stealthy Skylanders for you to choose from. Stealth Elf might be a good option, as she has the ability to, with the press of a button, disappear from plain sight and surprise her enemies with a strike from both her blades. The ability is also on a very short cooldown, meaning you can live out your innermost desires and backstab your foes to your heart's content. You may also want to give Tough Luck a try, who has the ability to conjure grass for herself to hide in. This can be done mid-combat, since all enemies for some reason become completely clueless and extremely unperceptive when fighting her. Even when not hiding, pouncing on unsuspecting foes is truly the name of Tough Luck's game, just the way you like it. If pure magic power is what you seek, I recommend trying Mysticat out, who can also disappear from sight, leaving an exploding decoy in her wake. Please take note of that there is no stabbing involved with this character. Is there perhaps another type of game you like? Ah, twin stick shooters, a concept that is truly genius. At its very core, all you have to worry about is moving and shooting, making it one of the easiest control schemes to learn in all of video games. Of course, I am not saying that twin stick shooters are easy to master, nor that they haven't become complex over the years. I've also got a few Skylanders I want to suggest for you. The twin stick controls are not present in Skylanders, but there are certainly a few characters that will give you the same feeling. Trigger Happy from the first game is one of them, as rapidly firing bullets, or in his case coins in all directions, is pretty much what he is all about. You can even briefly place down a stationary turret to add even more currency to the bullet hell, making the transitions from your favorite twin stick shooter to Trigger Happy a very seamless one. If shooting coins is too weird for you, then how about feathers? The supercharger Stormblade has plenty of them, and she can surely fire them quickly. Snappy dashes and attacks affecting the area around you are both staples of twin stick shooters, and Stormblade has got you covered on that department too. While we are on the subject of birds, I also want to bring Type 1 Crow to your attention. He has a ranged main attack, as swift as any ninja sensei, and also the ability to strategically place firewalls, increasing your main attack's damage. This way you can make your enemies burn, which will also satisfy your need for spreading suffering that we discussed earlier. Is there anything else I can help you with? Any other non-Skylanders games you like? One more time, please. You like skateboarding games, and now you want to make the smooth transition over to Skylanders games. Well, I am certainly up for the challenge. Skateboarding is a timeless hobby that never goes out of style. The freedom and attitude it brings both in real life and in video games is hard to match. An unlikely Skylander actually has a hoverboard at the center of his game plan. Dr. Neocortex can bring his skating contraption out at any time, and his enemies beware, as when he stands on it, his minds are launched backwards instead of forwards, making his foes think twice before following him. He may not look stylish at first glance, but Dr. Neocortex can shred with the best of them. There certainly is a Skylander for everyone, regardless of what type of player you are. Is there any other type of games you like? Racing games. That was an easy one. Give a family-friendly action-adventure franchise enough time, and the characters involved are bound to get behind the wheel eventually. It makes for pure fun in a genre anyone can understand and enjoy. As you may know, Skylanders Superchargers is an entire game dedicated to racing and vehicular combat and puzzle solving, with plenty of cars, boats and planes to choose from. The challenges and stages are very varied and will certainly not get you bored anytime soon. If you want to control Skylanders in a more classic way but still use vehicles, I have a couple of suggestions for you. Frino is a biker rhino with a motorcycle that he's not shy of using in combat. Using his horn for ramming and his bike for momentum is an enjoyable combo for sure, and also a very powerful one, so that the racing lover in you will never have to be still. You may also want to give Treadhead a go, as he actually never leaves his vehicle at all. And why would he, when he can use the spikes on his wheel to great effect as he spins and slices his enemies? Even his exhaust is a hazard to his foes, as his seemingly defective engine shoots out bursts of combusted fuel at them. Is there any other gaming franchises you like? I have time for one more before I have to get back to whatever it is that I do. Of course you like hack and slash games. So you enjoy furiously swinging your blade around as you cut your enemies to pieces and watch their intestines litter the floor? I suppose I'm glad you also like to play video games. In all seriousness, the modern 3D hack and slash game is an inevitable adaptation of the games of old, with a large selection of high quality games. Of course, I also have a couple of Skylanders that I think you'll like. The Sensei Aurora is wielding a couple of twin blades, but apparently she has even more in store, since she frequently leaves them on the ground with exploding results. Her slicing and dicing is on par with any hack and slash game, as is her swift dodges she can use both in her menacing offense and as a quick maneuver out of combat. Chances are you will also like Ambush, another sensei. With his martial art-like poses, slashes and combo utility, he has several abilities that are staples of the hack and slash genre. And then I have not even mentioned his dashes and AoE attacks. He could as well be called Dante or Raiden, just with a little more bark. It's about time we wrap this up. Please consider subscribing if you desire my help in the future. That is however it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Uncle Coming Clean, and I will see you next time. Take care!